Hodi hapa kwenu. Hodi hapa. Where the owners? Who's holding it down in here today? Karibuni sana to Galactic Productions.
To that show.
On that show.
This morning.
Ama ni Galactic, ni that show on
that
Galactic
show
Productions.
on Galactic Productions.
Iyo.
Hosted by.
With herself.
Afrofab.
And me myself, Naita Tieno.
Yes, please.
Karibuni sana.
To Wednesday.
To this Wednesday's edition of Bihashara Wednesday.
Please.
Thank you so much for those who are already joining us.
Today is Money Hump Day.
Money Hump Day. Humping Money Day. Guys, that's a you confused. You have discombobulated me.
Ego confusion.
Ego confusion.
Ona naanguka. See, I'm falling.
These people who cannot sit still. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have moto topics, including how to get out of debt and money saving tips, and we're talking about the poverty tax, and we're talking about financial education, assets and liabilities. If you know somebody who might be interested in what we're talking about today, or who needs to hear this message today, tag them. Walete hapa ndani. Muone pamoja. Don't eat peke yako. Don't be wale watu warafiki watu. Mtu akikuja unaweka chakula chini ya meza. You know what I mean?
Kuna this one you share. This
tag
one
people.
Let's
share this. You know? Let's grow together.
Wale wenye unakuja kukuomba madeni, unaweza kuwasaidia. Share this information. Wewe mwenye uko na madeni.
Yeah.
For class kama sisi, so karibuni sana.
Thank you for joining us.
A watch party.
Yep.
Invite everyone, wake people up if they're still sleeping.
Yes.
On this Wednesday. Kajua kamewaka smart hapa nje. It's looking very beautiful out here. So
and thank you for joining us wherever you are.
Oh my God, you guys are awesome.
Yeah. Sasa. Let us dive straight
right into it.
Ndani ya hiyo.
Inside.
Yes. So today we're talking about the importance of financial education. This is something that a lot of us, and especially here in Africa, we don't grow up being told how to handle money. Like, especially when you're a kid, the most you handle money is basically you're sent to the shop. You're told, hiyo kitu ni 20 bob na hii ni 50 bob. Utarudisha ngapi? 30 bob. Umake sure umekupatia ngapi? 30 bob. So this is 20 bob and this is 30 bob. For those who don't understand this beautiful language ya Kiswahili.
Of bobs.
So this is 20 bob and this is 50 bob. And that thing is 30 bob. So how much change are you going to bring?
50 minus 20
is what?
Is 30.
Good.
You bring back 30.
So
20 bob and a 10 bob.
To bring. That's it. They don't tell you that when you grow up you're going to have bills. They don't tell you that we actually pay rent. They don't tell you there's a mortgage. They don't tell you how when you grow up you're going to have a mortgage. A mortgage, is it an asset or a liability or you know, none of that. You know, we're taught stuff that
point A.
Exactly. A lot of us don't even need anymore now to regurgitate to pass exams, but nobody ever sits us down. Even those of us who did business studies in school, or commerce as it was called in those days, we didn't have a proper grasp of what money was.
True.
Except if you were lucky enough to work in the school canteen or something like that. Then you understood how to buy goods, how to take stock, how to, what you do with the money, do we invest it as a, so if you were in that small group of people, and it was a very small group of people, there was maybe about 20 people, 20 to 30 people out of a school of between 500 and 1,000. You know what I mean? So there was very little chances of
guys learning how to manage money and how to work money, let me call it.
Yes.
Because you can imagine, like a lot of kids, because for me at least I was privileged. I was always being sent, I was always being given tasks around money. My daddy is a banker. So you can imagine.
Mine was too. And he always used to tell us, when you get money for your birthday, bring it, I'll go put it in your savings account.
Oh my God, that thing is a scam. I hope you don't do that to you kids.
My father was a con man.
Up to this day, I'm still waiting for that.
I'm waiting for all my birthday monies.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm waiting for all my birthday monies that were put in my imaginary savings account.
Kwa ile box ya nini mkebe ile nini you're being told we are saving it, you're going to buy, and then you go and ask for it, then you're being told so you've been going to school,
yeah,
so you've been eating,
I know,
so you have new shoes.
It's like, but it's my money though.
Exactly, because you can imagine now if only your folks give you that money.
Yeah.
Okay, of course the first thing would go into your head would be sweets and
yes,
everything else, but you can imagine if they told you more about this money, like, yeah, you like nice things, you like nice shoes. Imagine if you have this and then you save like a little bit more, maybe next time you get a bit more, you save, you'll be able to get this, that.
It would have taught us how to save money. It would have taught us how to use money. Because how I used to do it with my son was, we saved money up, and I said to him, if you want me to save it up for you, I'll save it up for you. But we always wrote it down, so he always knew how much I had from him. Or if he had his own money in his own pocket, and I needed money because I was broke and stuff.
Yeah, and it's
I'd
okay
borrow
again.
his money.
Yes,
you know,
and
you
owe him money, and
that's
you
it.
do
and he knew
your best
I
to
owed
pay
him
back.
money, and he knew that I would pay him back. You know what I mean? I wouldn't come like, oh yeah, do you remember I took you out to the cinema last week and we spent like that 20 quid. So that's your 20 quid. I'm like, that's just wrong.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
like how is your kid going to trust you if you tell them, give me your birthday money or give me your Christmas money, and I'm going to give it back to you? What are you teaching them? That out here, when you okay, it's a good lesson, because out here you lend people money and they don't give it back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it becomes a job just getting your money back.
It also causes mistrust between you and that child.
And your child.
But for me, the parents with children, I would recommend. There's a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And there's a teenage edition of it, or a kiddies edition of it. It's a wonderful book that also adults should read. If you want to start your journey into financial education, read this book fast. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It will teach you so much. You know what I mean? And also it gives you sort of like hints on which other books to read, where else to go, money saving tips, investment tips, you know, and stuff like that. But if you haven't read this book, I don't know which other books you've read, but honestly, no, there are other books out there, but this particular one is a really, really good one on your journey to learning how to, you know, like financial freedom and just financial education generally. And I would say for people who want to teach their children about financial education, I would say this is a good start. There's a teenage edition. Go get it.
Teach yourself.
Teach
your children. It's in a book. Like yesterday I was listening to something, and the lady was talking about how many times she was trying to get a job and whatnot, and it got to a point she had lost all motivation, she lost everything, she couldn't find a mentor, and she said, if you can't find a mentor,
read a book. 100%.
Read a book.
You know?
So you do have an excuse.
Exactly.
Sit down, pick up a book, read. You'll find out so much. You'll be enlightened. You'll be
That's
in
it.
there. You
and
know.
The thing is, the good thing is with the world of finance generally and world of financial education, these people work together. You know, they collaborate. They endorse each other. See, come up like you learn something and you don't want to share it. These guys actually, you'll see somebody quoting someone else's book, quoting someone else's website. So once you pick up one of these books, it's very easy then to go and get other books. You know what I mean? Local and international. You know, just I always say to people, just start. Pick up one book. Or even if you don't like to read, listen to one audiobook. That one audiobook. But when you listen to audiobooks, don't just listen blindly. Don't just listen like you're listening to music. Listen intentionally. What do you want to learn from this? Yes. Sit down.
If you need to know,
dedicate the time. Or if you're driving, listen to it, but listen to that chapter again with pen and paper. You know what I mean? Or if you're the kind of person who doesn't like pen and paper, listen with type it, put it in your notes, take those hints and
carry them,
make them work for you. Because there's no point of reading 20 self-help books if you never apply one of those things to your life.
What's
you know what I mean? There's no point of reading all these financial books and educating yourself financially and writing all these notes you might as well
just
go
publishing
and
another.
sleep.
You're republishing that book and just keeping it there. So
you might as well just go and sleep, because the thing is, knowledge without application is useless.
It's useless.
You know what I mean?
Useless.
Or at least even if you're not going to use it in your own life, share it with someone else.
Exactly.
They might use it. But don't just read it and keep quiet on it. Acquire the knowledge and go with it to your grave. You know?
Yeah.
It's a bit pointless.
You'll learn a thing or two, and sometimes I think it's always best learning through other people's experiences as well.
That's it.
Because you'll hear what they went through, how they toiled, how they failed, how they did this and that, what they tried, what they didn't try, what didn't.
Yeah.
So at least it saves you that gruesome episode, because at least you've learned. Because you'd go in blindly.
Oh no, you'd still go through it. Everyone has to go. Everyone pays their dues in business.
At least you know.
Yeah, when it gets there, you know it's hard.
This is okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I failed, so let's try again.
And not even just failed. It's a difficult time. It's going to pass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because when you read other people's stories, it makes you want to.
You'll get encouraged.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll get encouraged. Yeah. You won't give up. So, pick up a book.
Yep.
Read a book.
Yep.
Teach your children how to
apply.
read. And apply.
You know.
Don't just republish somebody's book and write it and put it on the shelf. Now you just have 2 copies of the same book.
You know what I mean?
Watch our jokes, please.
Alafu, you know, like going back to this topic of reading books and learning more about financial education. I think the biggest thing that people, when investing or when buying stuff, whether it's for your home or for whatever, stuff that is not like obviously a home or whatever, but even a home, you have to ask yourself, is this thing an asset or a liability? You see, a lot of us were taught that your mortgage is an asset, your car is an asset. You know, this is what we were taught. Anything you buy, anything you acquire is an asset. But it's not. Because anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability. So if you have a mortgage, that mortgage is an asset. Those who know about business, there's something called a balance sheet. Assets, liabilities. Lazima
zitabalance. Yes.
So, pali kuna asset hapa. So, for example, your mortgage, you think it's an asset, but it's not an asset for you. It's an asset for the bank. And a liability for you.
Yeah, because every month you're servicing.
Exactly.
So it's taking money out of your pocket.
Exactly. Yeah. So unless you that mortgage, that house can only be an asset if it's bringing you money in. Yeah. So for example, if you're running your business out of your home and paying yourself rent from that business.
Yeah, that's
your home then becomes an asset.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, because it's bringing
that mortgage is cheaper than what it would have been for you to rent the same house, and maybe you're saving that money. That home then becomes an asset. But if that home is something that is taken from you, because obviously when you get a mortgage, you have to think about interest rates, you have to think about paying the interest, you have to think about paying insurance, building insurance, you have to think about so much.
There's so much to put into consideration. Yeah.
Whereas when you're renting a place, all you know is my rent is 20K, my rent is 15K, my rent is 5K. You don't even
at the end of the month, everything else is not your business.
If that home is someone else's mortgage, then yes, you might be servicing their mortgage, but it's still cheaper for you to rent that place. If the same mortgage would cost you in interest per month, say 5K. Yeah. Imagine. If you take that 5K and save it every month and just pay rent somewhere, every year you have 60K.
Let's start there.
2 years, 60K.
Another 120 checks in.
3 years, and so on and so forth. And in 10 years, that person has been paying a mortgage and you have 6 million.
You can go and buy your own home or build something.
You know what I mean?
And still do your business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've been saving.
Exactly.
When you sit down
when you have a car,
you've been saving. Yeah.
Is it saving you money or is it taking out?
Yeah.
You know, if you have like a cost-effective car, a fuel-efficient car, something that is cheaper to run. Yeah. For example, if you go to work every day, if it's cheaper to run than taking public transport, then of course that car to you is an asset because it's putting money into your pocket.
Into your pocket, yes. It's not just taking.
Exactly.
And you're saving time as well.
Exactly. So but if that car is a car that you only use at the weekend, whether you're using this car or not, it's still costing you.
It's
costing you in insurance, it's costing you in maintenance, it's costing you in all these things. Yeah. So when we buy things, we really need to think: is it an asset? Is it in my assets and liabilities? Is it an asset for me, or is it an asset for someone else? Am I taking a car loan? I'm taking a car loan. Yes. I'm servicing this car loan. I'm paying interest on it. Yes. It is not an asset for me. It is an asset for the loan company. Yeah. You see, because ushindwa kulipa.
They'll come and repossess it.
They'll forget about everything that you sold.
Yeah, everything that you paid.
That you paid. You know, they'll go sell it at an auction for whatever
for free,
to recoup their money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
so it's not your asset, it's a liability for you. Unless, of course, you've taken this car on loan and it's making you money.
Yeah, if it's making you money.
Maybe you're using it as an Uber, maybe you're, again, if you're using it to commute and that commute is cheaper, it costs you less than if you didn't have this car. You know?
Exactly.
So when we say we have assets, let's really think about
is it really an asset?
You buy a piece of land somewhere. In the middle of nowhere, you don't even know.
Waiting
for
it to mature.
You're waiting for it to mature. There is no government plan to develop this area.
My friend.
You don't know if you're going to be waiting 50 years for that 500,000 to mature, and whether it's going to mature or not. Yeah. If that money is only going to bring you 100,000 at the end of 10 years, then that's a liability.
Really an asset.
Exactly. It's a liability because the opportunity cost of investing that money.
It's too expensive, man. It's too much.
You see what I mean?
It's too much.
Even if you had put that 500,000 in government bonds, which are guaranteed, you'd have had more money out of that than putting it in that plot of land. So again, when we buy things, when we invest our money, when we put our money to sleep somewhere, we have to think, is this making me money or is it losing me money? Because putting 500,000 somewhere that you cannot reach, that is making you little or nothing, that's a liability.
Imagine investing that 500 G's at the end of that 10 years as you're waiting for your plot of land to become it.
You know.
Imagine 500 G's in 10 years.
So really, let's do our due diligence. Let's really think about what we're buying. Is it an asset or a liability? Is it worth investing in or not?
Yeah. Because you could be throwing away your money and you're just cooking yourself.
You know, so and the thing is, this 500,000, even if you sell, if you take into account inflation, even if you sell that piece of land for 600,000 in 10 years' time, and you take into account inflation, you've lost money.
Imagine you've lost a lot of money.
You know what I mean? Because 500,000 or 600,000 now will be worth much less 10 years from now. So if you do all those calculations, if you don't understand these things, find somebody who does. Read a book that explains it to you. There's so much out there, and especially on YouTube and on all of these things. There's so many. There's so much out there. All you need to do is Google something.
How to
exactly. You know, what is this? This it's really that simple.
It's simple.
You know what I mean?
There's an answer here for everything. So
exactly.
Try it. Google is your friend.
So before you invest,
ask yourself, is it really worth it?
Exactly.
Is it? Am I investing or am I throwing my money away?
Yes.
So
you know,
ask yourself,
am I making my money work for me or am I putting my money to sleep?
Exactly.
Because when you put your money to sleep, you might as well take it and throw it down the drain.
Flush it in the toilet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
okay, maybe not so much flush in the toilet, but really, over time, if you're losing money on money that is sitting there,
anything from it,
then it's a bit of a aileti shangwe kidogo. You know,
by the way, it's like paperweight. Umeka tu mewekelea tu hapo, imeshikilia tu hapo. Aisongi, I grow na aishi.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
Exactly.
So ask yourself. Kaa tu chini, jiulize. If you need a pen and paper, best kaa chini, andika hizi vitu jiulize.
Exactly.
Yeah. At least alafu do your research. Okay, do your research. This thing of just investing in something because you saw it worked for Sharon, so it's going to work for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it it is not your niche, leave it.
That's it. Someone comes to you and says to you, oh, do you know something, yeah? Oh, a friend of mine has told me there's land going there for X amount, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, you have that money. The other day you sold that thing. You have that money.
Now you have that money.
So, exactly. So you go in blindly.
Yeah.
This person probably hasn't even done their due diligence. And this is why people, especially here in Kenya, are losing money hand over fist all the time.
It is.
You know.
And then this thing of following trends.
Yeah.
Because I saw you invested in
quail.
In a quail. Quail na greenhouse. And there's a time everyone was investing in greenhouse. You're checking into a greenhouse. One kulumenda ku invest in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's no water, there's no market, people didn't do their research.
Yes.
And you can imagine you've gone there, you've sunk in 300K, 500K. That's a lot of money.
Of course.
No. And because it worked for you, sawa.
Yeah.
Mimi pia nimona, since it worked for you, let me go in and do the same thing.
Yes.
Because probably maybe whatever you're investing in it because it's a trend and you have no interest in it.
Yes.
So you're just looking for quick money.
Yes.
There's nothing like quick money, Jama.
Yeah.
There is nothing like quick money. So sit down, do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research. Just ask yourself, like search within yourself and ask yourself, greenhouse.
That's it.
Quails.
Yes.
Uber.
Yes.
Whatever business it is, mboga, whatever. Am I doing it because I enjoy it, or I know my way around it, or I'm just doing it because it's a trend?
Yes. Do I know enough, or do I have enough interest to keep it going, even when I'm bored with what I was supposed to be doing?
You know.
Yeah.
So don't follow business investment plans because it's a trend.
Yeah.
Wachanana, it's not for you. You're going to burn, and you're going to burn vibaya sana.
And the thing is, and this is why many people then go from what's it called? From investing and possibly making a lot of money to saying, I will never invest in anything ever again.
You just made a wrong choice once.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that that's the end of it.
And if you fail once in business, people who've been in business for years and years will tell
failed
you.
And failed.
Do your due diligence. And even after you do your due diligence and you've got your business plan and you've got everything, planning is not everything, because it's the resilience. In business, you need resilience.
Oh, trust.
You know, once you've done all your homework and you've invested, do you have the stickability? Do you have the stayability? Do you have that strong drive to push this thing, to go with it no matter what happens? You know what I mean? Do you have that?
Curveballs will come.
They will come. Any business
how are you going to react?
Exactly.
How are you going to respond?
Exactly.
So ask yourself these questions.
Don't just get into it. If you invest in the wrong thing because you didn't do your due diligence, no chomeke, don't be afraid to invest again.
Yes.
Just learn from it.
Fanya homework, kaa chini uangalie nilikosea wapi.
Exactly.
Unaona, where did I go wrong? What's wrong turn? Where did I make my wrong turn?
Exactly.
Unaona, as soon as you find out,
learn the lessons.
Yes. Don't regret and don't lock everything else out.
Exactly.
Because you never know. Maybe that wasn't your thing, or maybe you just did one wrong thing.
Yes.
No. So maybe you're almost there.
Yes.
And you just made one wrong decision and boom, that was it.
Yeah.
So go back, sit,
back to the drawing table.
Yes. Rudi tu nyuma, angalia, where did I go wrong? Okay, sawa. How do I proceed from here?
Yes.
Now from there you can ask questions. You can watch maybe other people who've done the same thing.
Yeah.
How did they do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Ask, talk to people.
Yes.
Don't close everything out at it because I'm never investing in quail again.
Yeah. That's true. And don't be afraid to share your ideas with people, because at the end of the day, collaboration, exactly. It's collaboration that brings everything together. You know what I mean?
True.
Because if I share my idea, as long as if your idea is very unique, protect it.
Yes.
Always remember, protect your ideas. You know, copyright your ideas before you share them with people. If it's a unique thing, if it's something that has been done before and you're just tweaking it, it'll be very hard to get a copyright. But still, worth looking into. You know, speak to a copyright lawyer. Protect your ideas.
Patent your things.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Before you share them. But don't be afraid to share them, because if you don't collaborate, you don't grow.
You don't grow.
You know, human beings are successful because we work together.
We work together, yes.
Because we have communities.
Yes.
You know, whether it's in a work environment, business environment, or whatever. You know what I mean? But ukichomeka, if you get burnt, if you get conned, if you fall because maybe you didn't know enough about something before you got into it, if you find that this thing is too difficult in the way that I thought that I was going to do it, take a different route.
Yes.
You know, we might all be going to Kisumu, but we won't all take the same route.
But destination,
Apple.
But how you're going to get there? You're going to go that side. I'm going to go that side. There's somebody who's going to go this way.
Exactly.
So, and at the end of the day, you still reach your target.
Exactly.
So, like we said before, maybe it was just one wrong turn. Moja tu ulikuwa umefika 9 ilikuwa tu imekuja tu ya 10. So you are 10 ukablanda.
And always remember that the darkest hour is before dawn.
Oh yes.
When things feel like they're getting so thick,
it's about to open.
It's about to open up for you. Now, on that note, now that we've been talking so much, we need to drink water.
We need to drink water.
Mimi spendi pesa ndo inanipenda.
The money loves you.
Money loves me and it follows me everywhere. No, but to be fair, that's probably because I see an opportunity to make money in everything. Everything. Show me something, I will show you how to monetize it. Me. Come see me. Night at Tieno. Now who are naitwa nani? Afrofa. Guys, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And welcome again to this
Wednesday.
Exactly.
Bihashara.
On Wednesdays we talk about Bihashara. We're here every Monday,
Wednesday,
and Friday. We have different topics every day. Every day,
Monday.
Obviously. On Mondays we talk about relationships.
When we love.
Yeah, and on Wednesdays we talk about business and just general financial wellness and just wellness generally, you know. That's the day where we think about how we take care of ourselves, we take care of our money, how we make money, how we deal with money, and how basically our interaction with money and how it affects us. Yeah.
And then
Friday ni siku ya makasiriko nani. On Friday we vent. On Friday, we talk about everything that has been digging
those things
on
that
us,
have been
those
digging and pinching you and pissing you off and making your eyes turn red.
Exactly, those things. That's what we talk about.
And it's from whatever angle it's coming from, whether it's the business side or just kawaida life or your children or your spouse or whatever or the government.
Exactly.
Or the weather.
So that's what we do on a Friday. So join us on Mondays for the relationships, Wednesdays.
Business and wellness.
And Furahi Day, Makasi Rico. And it's a bit of a, what's that word called when something is like an opposite of each other? It's Makasi Rico Furahi Day.
I know,
you're
right?
happy,
Because you're like Friday is like, hey, it's happening.
Yeah, so we kasirika in the morning and then we have a good day.
Exactly. So we tore the jam.
Exactly.
And then you have a good day.
That's it.
Actually, a good weekend because it bleeds on to the weekend.
Exactly. So anyway, back to today's discussion.
Money matters.
Money
matters.
So today we've been talking about financial education and the importance of it. What the difference between assets and liabilities. Obviously, we don't go really deep into these topics, but our aim here is to open up conversations about these things, to highlight the things that maybe some of us haven't thought about, so that we can start to educate ourselves as a people on these things. You know, we've talked about investments and maybe not so much. We'll go in more in depth on another day, but today we want to talk about the poverty tax, and I think the biggest thing is how to get out of debt. Now more and more people are getting into debt, and then we're going to be talking about money saving skill tips at the end of the show. So if you're here and you think you know somebody who might benefit from it, somebody who might be interested in what we're talking about, tag them along, you know, invite them, share this with them. So poverty tax. What is the poverty tax?
What is poverty?
This is the thing that people keep talking about. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. You know, because the rich can afford to take advantage of the deals that are out there that don't nyanyasa you. You know, and this is not just rich people, but people who are forward thinking. Because richness is not just about money. You can be wealthy here in your mind. If you have a rich mind, if you have an open mind, then you're rich. You're richer than somebody who has money. Because it
there
means
are many people who have money and they're just foolish.
Exactly.
So, like,
if you lose your money today, can you make it back?
Yeah.
That money that you have, did you inherit it, or is it yours?
Yeah, did you
like
make it?
You worked for it.
Yeah.
So if you worked for it, you worked really hard. It means that you've got the brains to make that money, but do you have the brains to sustain the making of it and retain it?
Yeah.
Because it's not how much you make, it's how much you can keep.
It's how much you can keep. Money saving tips.
You know.
Yeah.
So basically, we're looking at things like fuel efficiency.
Yeah.
You know, people maybe in the slums or people who have of lower income families sometimes don't have the luxury of buying things like maybe a meko or a gas cooker or something like that. Yeah. That would cost you, like, to invest in maybe about 30K, the cooker plus the cylinder plus the gas cylinder. So obviously now all you have to do is keep filling it up. However, for many people, even getting that 30,000 in one go is a problem. So this same person will go and buy a jiko or a kerosene stove. So that means that at the end of the day, I can buy a gas thing for 2K and I'll use it for 6 months.
For 6 months straight.
For 2,000 shillings. And the same person who maybe lives, who's of a lower income, will buy a jiko and be spending 100 shillings every time they wash that
Every
jiko.
time they want to cook.
Yeah.
And you can
So
imagine
let's
maybe
just say twice a day.
Yeah, twice a day.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Or maybe even wakijifungia once
Once
a
a
day.
day.
Yeah.
That's
So
100 shillings every day. 7 days.
So that's 3K in a month.
Imagine.
Times 6, that's 18,000. They've spent 18,000 where I've spent
2,000, yeah.
And if I'm not cooking as much, that gas will probably last me 8 months.
Yeah, it will go.
Yeah.
And go.
So again, they've spent 18,000, not 18 even. So let's add another 3 and 3. Yeah. So that's 24. Imagine. They spent 24,000 where I've spent 2,000.
2,000. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you see?
Because a lot of people don't sit down to do this math.
No, a lot of people
can't
afford
it.
to do this math. They might understand it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what you then have to think about is, how do I get myself out of this trap? You see, someone will be buying akabambe, 100 shillings every day. That's 3K. And some days they'll buy more. Because they maybe need to make more calls or something biashara imetokea anunue zingine, si ndio? So tuseme tu on average atanunua two sock.
At least atanunua so mbili.
So 2 sock, 200 shillings times 30. That's 6,000.
Imagine.
I will go to Safaricom and say I want a prepaid, a postpaid thing.
A postpaid package.
And say they'll give me a package that gives me unlimited
talk time.
Data, which is the most important thing here, because that's what most people in business need. They'll give me unlimited data, which I can then, if I had a laptop, or I can tether on. I can use the Wi-Fi from my phone. You see,
instead of buying
on
bundles
all my
every
gadgets,
day.
And also, if I have a child who needs the same internet, they can tether onto it. In many cases, you might not even need to then buy internet for the house.
Because you
have that bundle.
Yeah.
And then you have enough minutes, talk minutes. You have enough text minutes, so you can do your business easily. Now, someone out there.
So for 5G,
exactly.
You've serviced like at least a couple of other gadgets.
Yes.
You've made your calls. You've at least your business is sorted. Is running properly. And like anything else that needs communication is sorted. As opposed to buying what do you call it? Every day you buy a bundle for, I don't know, 350 bob or something. Before you know it, it's over. Every day. Now you can imagine, like, you've bought bundles, you've bought talk time. So at least there's a sock, 2 sock going every day. And it's frustrating as well.
But the thing is, many people don't then think, instead of spending this 100 or this 200, let me try and use more wisely the resources I have for a month, so that I can save 100 every day. At the end of the month, you've got your 3K. Go to Safaricom, say, I want a postpaid, because you have to have a deposit of the bundle that you want. Do you see? say I have 3,000. What can I get for my 3,000 in terms of data, in terms of call time? What bundle can I get? If that one is not enough, save a bit more. Yeah. Yeah. Go get that bundle.
Because at least now you've gone, you've asked, now you know you can plan.
That's it. Yeah. Once you've got that bundle, then you think to yourself, how can I save the next money for the next one? Yes, because you've already got this bundle. So now you've eliminated the 200 a day. Yeah. So then if you save that 200 a day that you don't have to pay anymore, at the end of the month you've got 6K, but your bundle only costs you 4. Oh, yeah.
So you see, you have 2K extra.
You have 2K
so at least
extra.
For the next month, at least when you renew this one, you still have 2K extra
so
if you need to renew the next one.
We had 2K extra. Yeah. Yes? And before, what we needed was this 2K to buy a Meko. Yeah. It's a Meko, isn't it? Yeah, that's small gas. Yeah. A Meko.
Yes, it's a Meko.
Yes, to buy a Meko instead of cooking.
Yeah. With charcoal or kerosene.
Exactly, which is more expensive. Yeah. Yes. So now we have bundles and call time and text messages, and we have a Meko, which has reduced the cost, because that Meko for 2K has already reduced your 3K a month bill.
Imagine. And you're sure you can use it as many times as you want now.
You see? Yeah. So now our value, not our value, but the way we live has improved.
Has improved, yeah.
In that I can do my business cheaper. I can cook cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper.
And now we start to think about how we can live cheaper. Yeah. Yes?
Umezoea kununua mtungi ya 20 bob kila siku nunua ile mtungi kubwa ya 100 jaza hapo mara moja.
Exactly.
You get the guy to supply you, tell him, now I have this tank for, like, is it, I don't know, 1,000 liters or 2,000 liters.
What's that?
The storage, because you know the guys out here who are still buying water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can imagine instead of doing the 20-liter jerrycan. Yeah. Because a 20-liter jerrycan goes for, depending on where you are, 20 bob or 50 bob. Yeah. So you can imagine 50 bob every day. So again, the 200 again.
Yes.
You're buying, say maybe you buy like 4.
Okay, so you then think about maybe the bigger storage so that you can get more water. Yeah. Yeah,
because I realized the more you buy, it's like the
cheaper it gets, of course. So like with everything, you know, like volume. If you buy higher volume, the cost reduces. Anyway, before we go into money savings tips, which we have kind of found ourselves in, which we love to talk about, but a lot of people are finding themselves in debt, and especially through this time of the pandemic. Yesterday I had a message telling me we sell things on Jumia. So supplements, hint. So Alexa. So basically what they were doing was they sent me a message to tell me that I was eligible for a loan. And I'm sure a lot of people are getting they're probably inundated with loan companies coming to you and telling you you're eligible for this, you're eligible for this. And a lot of people have found themselves in debt. I mean, just on Friday we were talking about the video. Yes. And we were talking about, he was talking about how people are in debt. Yeah. But, a lot of people are in debt, but how do we get out of debt? Yeah. What steps can we take to get? I myself have found myself in this trap, but many people find themselves in debt because it creeps on you slowly. Yeah, you know what I mean. You feel like, I need money to go pay school fees. Fine, it's a valid thing, but how are you going to pay it back?
Yeah, how are you going to pay it back?
I know. I need money to service my car because I need it for work. Yeah. Yes, it's a valid reason. But how are you going to pay that money back? Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of us are finding ourselves borrowing because it's being thrown into our faces, but having no way of paying it back. Yeah. But once you found yourself in debt, let's talk about how to get out of this debt. Yeah. Yes? There are a few steps that you can start thinking about. Yeah? Think about paying more than the minimum that is expected. If you have a credit card and they tell you you can pay a minimum of, say, 500 shillings a month to service what you already owe. But don't forget that the interest on this has not stopped.
Yeah, it's so good.
And the interest is compounded. Yeah? So basically, if you owed 500 shillings, and now you owe 525 this month, they're not going to charge interest on the 500 shillings, they're going to charge interest on the 525.
Balance.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Now, this month you haven't paid anything. Next month you have 550.
Yeah.
The next month they're not going to charge interest on the 500 shillings initial owing rate. They're going to charge it on the 550. Do you see what I mean? And this is why people get sucked into it and never get out of debt.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do when you want to start getting out of debt is service your biggest debt first. The thing that is sucking the most money out of you, the thing that is taking the biggest amount of interest, service that first. Yeah? If there's something else that is not taking as much money and you can get away with not paying as much into it, take a bit from there, service this one. Yeah? So if the minimum they want for you to pay is 50 shillings a week or per month, pay 100.
Pay 100.
Yeah? Get rid of that big debt. Get rid of that expensive debt. It might not be a big debt to start with, but it's an expensive debt.
It's expensive. It's the debt that
because
keeps on
if you
giving.
have debt at 5%, that you're paying at 5%, and you have another debt that you're paying at 30%, you're better off delaying
the 5%
for a couple of months and reducing as much as you can
of the 30%.
Of the 30%. You see? And really working so hard to eliminate that big expensive debt.
Because, man,
you see?
I'm imagining the multiplication on that.
Exactly. Because it compounds. Just like savings. When you put your savings in, you earn interest on what's there today. Yes? So if you have 500 today, next week you have 550, you're not going to earn interest on the 500, you're going to earn interest on the 550, and it compounds, and it compounds. And that's why it's good to save. Because, and put your money in a savings account, obviously, as long as they're giving you a decent rate, but even any rate, to be honest, it's better than a mattress account. You know. Anyway, so you pay your most expensive debt. Then, when you finish that one, because you were already paying the 100 shillings instead of the 50, now take that 100 shillings, because you paid the most expensive, and put it into your other debts. Don't think that now you have an extra 100 shillings because you finished that debt. No, you don't, because you still have other debt. Yes? Now you finished with that one, pay the others down, because the more you pay them down, the less debt you have, the less interest you have, you pay. So every money that you earmark for paying out the debt, yes, make sure that that money, once one debt is paid, is not extra money. This is not disposable income. This is money to get you out of debt.
Okay.
Do you see?
Okay.
Kama ni 200, ulikuwa umesema I'll be paying per month. That 200 paid per month, until you finish that debt.
Yes.
If you have more debt, you still have 200.
Finish
the next debt. If you finish the next debt, now you have 300.
Yes.
Because you have another debt that you finished paying off. Do you see? That is the way to cut down debt fast.
Pay the most expensive first.
Exactly. Pay the most expensive first, and then don't think that that is disposable income. That is not your drinking money. That is not your eating out money. That is not your shoe money. No. That is money that is going to go to fund other debts. Number one. Exactly.
Break down the biggest chunk.
That's it.
Because, man, 30% need funny.
That's it. And also, another thing is spending less than we plan to spend. Yeah? So, if you leave your house with a K, you don't have to spend the whole K.
You don't have to spend the whole K. Rudina change.
You know, always plan to come back with some change. But if you go out thinking that I'm going to spend,
I must complete this 1,000.
This money.
And then before you know it, now you're digging into your pockets for an extra 50.
That's it.
Now you have to pay 1,000.
And also, another tip for spending less is spending cash. I know that now with this corona, we've been told, don't carry cash, But research has shown that people who spend in cash spend up to 15% less
Yeah, kutoa pesa hivi
than
cash is hard
people who
you're
use
seeing it,
credit
you're like,
cards.
wow, you're like,
And especially credit cards, because
change.
credit cards, that's not even your money. It's not even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Afadhali hata ukiona M-Pesa. Unajua M-Pesa, you
the
see your balance going
yes,
down.
you're like,
Hey, no,
boss,
no.
I had 4, now
Exactly.
I have
Now-
91.
Exactly. You know. So whatever means of spending you have,
Yeah.
make sure that it's instantly accountable.
Nilikuwa
You
na
will
1,000,
spend less.
nikaenda pale, nimerudi na
Exactly.
700.
So even if you have 10,000 in your M-Pesa and you spend it, hey, it figures up with 5K. You're like, we're not spending
buying
anymore.
anything else.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't need it now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
And like you said, you don't need it. It's actually true that
Yeah.
you don't need it, because before you need it, you're like,
I know.
get it.
Because if you have 1,000, you're like, no. If you've got 500, I only have 500 left.
I've gone
you
to
know?
the supermarket and I have my money there, and of course I always have a list to the supermarket because I know myself.
I know.
So
Impulse-
you can
impulse
imagine
buying.
you have your list there, you went to buy sugar, and then you come out with mafuta.
Yeah.
So like you're there, and I try and pick out the things that I must have.
Yes.
I'm like, I put on the till. Then I'm like, ikifika 700 uniambie. Because I'm like, honey,
Yeah.
I want to know where I want to stop.
Exactly.
Because you know, sometimes you're thinking, because you're like, okay, there's no sugar in here, there's no
Yes.
this, there's no this. So
Yes.
you pick out the important things first.
Yes.
Then the others, if I can do without them, I'll get them
Biscuits,
another day.
Juices,
Biscuits,
stuff like that.
juices.
You know.
Yeah.
But and that's another thing. We need to think about very carefully about how we're spending money.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I asked you today,
Yeah.
if someone gave you 200,000, what would you do with it? I asked DJ Roy.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Still put a pin on that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would you do if someone gave you 200,000 today? Gave you. You don't have problems for that money. They just gave you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these are the things that we should always be thinking about. If I fell on
Yeah.
some money,
Kiagukia.
nikiangukia pesa, ama ikiniangukia,
Karotari.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would I do with it? We should always have a plan in our heads about what we are going to do with our money. But that's digressing.
Yeah.
If you're going to say that we need a car, yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to buy a car.
Yeah.
Cindy, think about buying a used car
Yeah.
rather than a new car.
A new car.
But a used car in good
condition.
Yeah?
Good condition.
From maybe from a reputable dealer,
Yes.
from somebody who you know, so that hakuna vitu sijui nini hapa, you know. So if you have a used car, say cars in Kenya especially are so expensive. They're too damn expensive. No, it's true.
Yeah.
Cars in Kenya are too expensive for what it is, yeah. And for how people drive out here. Usinunue gari mpya. Unatoka tu hapo umepakwa rangi ya black na gari yako ilikuwa white. Anyway, so
zebra in traffic.
exactly. So
Yeah.
if you think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
A car, once it leaves the showroom, it's already started losing value.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
But a car that is, because what they say, what researchers say is, if you buy a new car, plan to drive it for 15 years. Then it pays for itself. Who drives a car for 15 years?
For 15 years. It's a teenager.
That's what I'm saying. If you buy a car, a new car, they say
15
that
years.
you should drive this car for 15 years for it to pay off for you to buy a new car.
I beg. Ain't
see,
no shame. I'm buying a used car.
If you're already in debt and you want to get out of debt, you don't want to be taking a car loan if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? If you have a big chunk of that money, even if you're going to take a small loan out to buy this car, make sure that this car is going to at least bring some money in to pay for itself.
Pay for itself, yes.
You see what I mean?
Go to Garama.
A car is not something that you buy because you want one.
Yeah.
If you're in debt, a car is something you buy because you need one.
Yeah.
If you're already in debt, and you're going to take in more debt to service that.
We asked earlier, is it an asset
Or a
Is it
liability? Exactly.
You need to ask yourself.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you have 2 cars in the same household, then if
And one
you're
is
thinking
parked.
of getting out of debt and one is mainly parked, might it be easier and cheaper to sell one car and help you to get out of this debt? Do you see what I mean? Pay off your debt and maybe even have some money aside for some savings to help you start something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kama mko na gari mbili, mmoja wenyu has lost their job, for example. Yes. You can no longer afford to have a second car, but you're already in debt. Maybe selling this second car might be your way out of already crippling debt.
Service this one, and then now you plan around what's left.
Might be your way out of sleepless night. Might be your way into a better relationship because you're constantly arguing about money. You see, might be the thing that saves you all. You see what I mean? So think about maybe getting rid of that second car.
True.
You know, because if that car is only used at weekends mainly, or for small errands. Nowadays, Uber is cheap. Uber chap. Cheap. You know what I mean?
Fast minus slow.
Yeah? So calculate how many journeys you do in this car. Might it be cheaper to call
an Uber guy?
We're not going to say Uber.
Sorry,
taxi.
You hail a taxi.
Yes.
So, Uber mtatulipa.
They haven't paid us. Anyway.
Hail a cab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, carry on.
No, like I was just echoing that because sometimes we always think, okay, I think it's just because from back then the cabs were expensive, but now
that's true.
It's cheaper.
Yes.
Kama hauogopi nduthi kama mimi. One night at cannot.
I cannot unless I'm going to pick up like a million shillings somewhere. No, I don't even care about how fast it is. I'm happy to sit in traffic in a safe car.
The only thing I fear about the nduthi guys is how they ride sometimes.
You see
these guys maneuvering through.
I love my life too much. Dang. I'd rather walk to town. It's only 10k. I can run 10k in 1 hour, and that's a fact. So I would rather run to town.
I've never tried it, so I
would rather run to town than get on a border. No lie. Actually, I can run a 10k in less than an hour if I'm fit. When I'm fit.
Running for anything.
Anyway, back to our topic of the day: saving on stuff like household shopping. You know, sometimes we go for a big shop every month. And we end up having things that are just accumulating in the house. Think about the things that you tend to buy, but don't tend to be used through the month. So instead of doing that big monthly shop, maybe start by reducing to a weekly shop. So therefore only replenishing what's missing, rather than making a list that is standard that you buy things all the time. Exactly. That sit there and maybe never get used. Or ukona hapika potatu juu the last 3 months hatujaimaliza. You see what I mean?
Because it's in the standard
exactly.
list, so it's just there.
That's it. So instead of looking at that standard list, maybe look at what can we reduce on. You know, what is being bought and not being used, or what is being bought and not necessary, because now our circumstances have changed. Now we want to get out of debt. Now we are intentional. About how we spend our money.
How you spend your money. It's like you're doing a mini stock take.
Exactly. That's it.
Like,
exactly.
Tukona unga easy ngapi. So if you have to add, you'll add the ngano and you don't add the maize. The
exactly.
one. You need, maybe you have bath soap, you don't have dish soap. At least you know what you have and what you don't have.
Exactly.
So take your time, try and check out what you have so that you buy what you need.
Exactly.
Don't just buy because tuna buyingi easy.
That's it.
Tuna buyingi easy tano.
Exactly.
Tano, and you still have 4 in the house. What are you doing? You're wasting money.
That's it.
You're wasting money. So the whole agenda here is to save money. And to get so that you get yourself out of debt. So
another thing we can think about here is finding an alternative source of income.
Watu wanasema side hustle, side gig. Hustle ni kuiba.
You know?
It's a side gig.
Think about how else can we earn money out of here. You know? I drive my car, say, during the week to go to work. Can I then take the Saturday to ride a taxi?
Hata hiyo siku ukienda job, because you can imagine maybe a couple of neighbors who maybe you work in town and you're heading in town. Couple, charge them kidogo money.
Exactly.
Because now there's at least 4 of you in that car.
That's it.
So at least you're sure, even if you're charging them, say like maybe a sock or something. That's 4 sock.
That's it.
So at least you've reduced, because maybe That's fuel money. It will be injected somewhere that it is needed.
That's it.
So you can imagine Monday to Saturday. There's something. Okay, to Friday there's something coming in. Then on Saturday maybe you make it like an extra shift.
Yep.
Ukona pesa.
Exactly. Just find an alternative form of income. Find a second job if you can. You know, for those who are not too proud to do certain jobs.
To cushion
you know what I mean? Exactly. And then
there's
there's a lot out there that you can do, you know, or use your talents. Like if you're maybe if you love sports and there are many kids in your area, start a small football club. Like you have local.
Yeah, because the last the schools
exactly.
The schools are closed now. The fields are just lying.
That's it. You
use
know,
that space.
Exactly. You know, approach the school. The teachers are still there most days. Exactly. You know, so you can talk to someone at the school. You know. Another thing is to track spending and identify cutback areas. That's what we were just talking about. Think about what is it that we're spending on that we don't need to be spending on necessarily.
What is a need, what is a want.
Exactly.
Make your list.
You know what I mean? If you've got kids, think about the things that they usually want every week that you might say,
sweets and biscuits are
listen,
not a
darling,
need,
do you know what? Things are a bit tight right now. We're not going to be eating sausages anymore because 12 sausages is like 500 shillings.
Imagine.
If you say exactly,
week.
that's
you can
what
have
I'm
it
saying.
once a month.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
No, it's not a must every
exactly.
Week.
So reduce spend where it's not as necessary, and that will allow you to have more money to fund your debt.
Yes.
You know, because the more the as many places as we can to get out of to save some money, then we can use that money to fund the debt.
The debt, yes.
Yeah.
So
and also think about consolidating your loans. If you live in a place where you can consolidate your loans, approach your bank. Say, you guys, I'm struggling with this. How can I maybe take one big loan to pay this off that I can service at a lower interest rate? You know what I mean? If you owe 200,000 and your bank can lend you that 200,000 at a lower interest rate than that 30% that you're spending out there. You see what I mean? But also, once you've been lent that money, don't just think that the extra is again disposable income, because it's not. Exactly. That's it.
Immediately.
That's it. But the thing is, if this loan is allowing you to pay 500 and before you were paying 1,000, don't take that extra 500 as spending money. Take that extra 500 and put it in a savings account. You know what I mean?
Let it multiply itself.
Exactly. Or say that if I was servicing at 1,000, if I was spending 1,000 shillings per month, now I'm going to spend 700 to pay this consolidated loan and save 300. You see what I mean? So that way, at least you have more money to save. Because once you finish paying your debt, trust me, if you haven't been saving, what's going to happen is...
And chances are you're not going to be saving, because it's like every money you have is just being injected.
But once you've paid it off, if you're paying off a lower loan and you're not saving the extra, what's going to happen is you're going to get to the end of paying this loan...
And get another loan.
Exactly. Because now you have zero disposable income. You know what I mean?
Yet again, you're servicing another loan.
Exactly. You want all these other things, but you don't have a way of getting it. So you're going to go back into, I want a credit card. You know what I mean?
That has reminded me of those apps for the phone, for lending you money. You pick a loan here so that you can pay this one.
Yes,
and then
Robin Peter to
PayPal.
I know. That's it.
Before you know it, you're into deep, like,
that's it. And also another thing is a lot of people own property, but they're being crippled by loan. And their property has equity in it, like good equity. You can borrow on that equity. Yes.
Okay.
You see, if your home is, say, worth 20 million, and you've already paid off 15 million, that means that that 15 million is sitting in that house. So the bank can lend you 5 million.
5 million, so that
or even 500,000, so that you clear all this other shit. What it means is then at least that is added onto your mortgage. But depending on the terms of whatever you agree with the bank, then you can pay that off maybe at a faster rate. But it depends on how you agree with them. However, it's another thing that you need to think about if you're being crippled by debts that might not even be allowing you to pay your mortgage, which will then make you lose that home in the future, altogether. You see what I mean? You're better off releasing some equity and then lippering that pole because it's usually cheaper than that 30%, 35%, 40% that credit card is trying to charge you. Exactly.
You have things there that can help you to get out of that.
Find a financial advisor, find a credit advisor, find credit counseling. You'll find these things. Google is your friend. So you can find these things, and once you speak to somebody who knows what they're talking about, the biggest thing that I can say to people is create a spending plan, also known as a budget.
In loose terms.
You know, because many people don't want to hear that word budget.
Bestie, Mimi nililearn the hard way again. Because impulse buying again. Impulse buying. Because like I said, you check into the store and you want to buy things, and then you leave with everything you need. What's that? So you see, that's money wasted.
That's it.
And you can actually find that there's vital things you needed there. So spending plan. Nimetoka kwa nyumba, nimetoka na 5,000, ninajoi 5,000 naenda kufanya shopping for the month. You check in, you don't have that plan, and of course I'm hoping to come back with change. Sana 1,200 kuenda juu. Because I've checked in with a list, and I have this money, and I'm like, this money will buy me everything I need, and if I come back with change, I pat myself on the back.
That's it.
Unaona? So planning, it's not hard. Like again, tumesema.
It is hard. It's hard, but it's simple hard. like everything else in this life, you know. It's simple but hard. You know. But it's those hard things, it's those difficult things that then let us come into a place of financial freedom. You know what I mean? Because once ukishapitia umepitia. You see what I mean? Once you've gone through this, once you've paid off your debt, once nobody's chasing you, once you're sleeping better, once you're more productive, once you're thinking straight, things go better. You know what I mean? So it is that difficult thing, it's those hard things that then give us an easier life, that then give us the chance to walk into financial freedom, to walk into a place where we can buy what we want when we want, within reason.
The pain of climbing that mountain and getting on top. Ukishafika juu nani?
So talking about
spend.
What are you talking about?
Mpango. Bado narudia hiyo story ya kupanga pesa. Because I think now the impulse buy immediately came out, and I'm like, what? What decisions were you making?
See, the thing is, I like shopping. But I don't generally shop for clothes. My clothes are bought second hand.
And then
but I like shopping for things that I need for the business. You know, I enjoy shopping for, like, if someone comes to me and says, oh, we need more supplements or whatever, I'm there. Amazon. Sleep fast. My protein. You know, I'm there. You know, that's my shopping. You know, like when I go shopping for the business, I feel like I've shopped. But generally, just for myself, nah, I don't do that. But guys,
I don't enjoy
we've talked about how to get out of debt. Please don't sit and think that you need to stay funding expensive debt. Think about the things that we've spoken about today. Look at the tips and how they might be able to help you get out of debt. Because getting out of debt is your first step to financial freedom. You know what I mean? Because if you're still in debt, there's no way, zero way, unless it's good debt. But if you're in crippling bad debt that you're funding that is never going to pay you back,
it's just sucking life out of you.
That's it. If you take a loan to start your business, or if you buy a house that is serving you, that is putting money in your pocket, or if you're in debt in a car that is bringing you money, maybe you're using it as a taxi or whatever, transport, you know what I mean? Then that is not bad debt. When we talk about getting out of debt, we're talking about expensive retail debt.
those things that you don't need, but you want.
Exactly.
So
guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're not going yet, but I would like to really, honestly, today we've spoken and spoken and spoken. We haven't taken any time to say hello to those people who have joined us.
My fancies.
Exactly, we're saying hello now, and thank you so much for joining us. And our next topic is money-saving tips, and we're going to talk about this as we exit stage left. In the meantime, please let us drink some water. DJ. So we can all eat that cake.
Of that
you know what I mean? And that's what business and life is about. It's about collaboration, you know. Like, I like that line. If we support each other, we can all eat that cake. Damn.
And that's the thing, because everyone is like, me, wanty.
Tamara Wanjiko amesema running 10 kilometers is a story. Okay, Kipchoge. Hey, karibu Tamara. I am seeing a name here. Gizemi Yiga. All the way from London. Kamara Higiro, all the way from Australia. Today we have people from
diaspora,
and always, as usual, Carol Kenyatta is sharing, is showing his love. As always, thank you so much, Caroline Kenyatta. Thank you for keeping following. Thank you for keeping listening. Basically, thank you for supporting us. You know, like promoter, you know, Viva. Anyway, guys. We promise that when we come back, we're going to be talking about money-saving tips. Before we leave you guys, today I think we've really covered a lot, and I think for me it's just a reminder that I never ever want to be in crippling debt again. And now that I know so many tips of how to stay away from it, every time I'm just seeing it coming like this. Hey,
dark,
me,
dark, left. Unakuja hivi right and left best. Unajua toka mbio.
Anyway,
that is not fine.
We spoke about making a spending plan, aka budget. And for those who don't like that word, just remember,
it's a good word.
Exactly. All you're doing is you're thinking, how much do I earn? How much income comes in? Whether it's from your salary, whether it's from all these side things that you're doing, whatever it's from. Whether it's from shares that you bought. So you know, like. Whatever it is, wherever that income is coming from, thinking about knowing how all your income, all your money, what money you've got coming in, and knowing what money you've got going out. You know what I mean? I'm still getting there. You know, I'm still getting now to the point where, okay, so
it's making sense.
Exactly.
Now. Things are shaping up
slowly. Because also when you start a business, it's very difficult to know what's going to go out, and especially when you're funding it, when you don't have funding from somebody, when you don't have capital, when every time the business needs something, it's like it's coming out of your pocket. It's very difficult to say, I'm going to spend this much this month. You know, and it's also very difficult to know what's going to come in.
Exactly. You know, because it might come back, it might not come back.
Exactly.
So,
that's it.
Yeah. So
exactly. But it's also still good to think about, okay, I know that I'm not earning so much money right now. I don't need to be drinking alcohol. I don't need to be eating out so much. I don't need to. So it's very good to know what you're spending where, so that if there are any cuts to be made, then you can make them.
Those extras that you don't need, because you can imagine maybe say like you have deliveries to do. If you don't need to do them every day, you can bundle them up and do them on maybe say like 2 days or 3 days, 3 days a week. You do it because you can imagine going to different locations every day is costing you fuel, is costing you time. You could do something else.
Exactly.
So you can imagine maybe that fuel for that day or those extra trips. Cancel out extra trips that you don't need. So it's possible, man. It's hard, kidogo.
And also,
but once you get the hang of it,
it's doable.
Everything
is simple, but very hard.
Just say
it's as simple as saying, I'm going to write down how much comes in, how much goes out. But that's the hard bit.
That's the hard
of
bit.
Tracking everything. Of saying, I pitted there, I saw someone selling maize, I bought for 20 bob. You know, or every day I spent 50 bob buying something over there. You know, if that 50 bob is not spent by M-Pesa, then you have no way at the end of the month to see your statement and say, it's those little things as well that that, because for example, if you drink Red Bull every morning, maybe it's Monday to Friday because you're always tired.
Yeah.
So you drink a Red Bull. A Red Bull is 200. 200 to 250. Yes?
Yeah. I don't know, but
it is. So at the end of the week, you spend between 1,000 and 1,500. But this is money that comes out like this that you don't really think about.
That Red Bull. Yeah.
So per month, you're spending between 4,000 and 6,000 on Red Bull. But because it comes out without being tracked, you don't know where that money is going to. You just find yourself without money, and that's why it's good to have a budget, because then you can allow yourself 1,000 shillings or 500 shillings a week of miscellaneous spend, and you can budget for that as miscellaneous spend. This is spend that I can cool a chewing gum, I can,
If you don't, money for supporting these, air quoting here, bad habits, is always available. You talk to mahali.
Exactly. If you're a smoker, exactly. That's it.
I eat ice cream every day. You
exactly.
Your
You
pesos
will have
you talk
money.
you talk to
Exactly.
mahali.
But the thing is, that money accumulates. I don't even know how much a pack of cigarettes is right now. But you will find a smoker who can't afford food to pay rent, but they smoke a packet of cigarettes a day. I don't even know how much. Do you know how much a packet of cigarettes is? Or you just don't want to say?
I don't even know how much a stick of cigarette
You know
costs.
what I mean?
Okay, the last time maybe it was.
How much is a beer? How much is a beer? Okay, I drink wine. So
200.
let's just say I drink 2 bottles of wine a week. Even if it's one day a week. That's 1,500, 1,600 to 2,000 a week. That's 8K. Aki nimeacha pombe. I know. Drinking once a week. Forgoing drinking once a week saves me almost 8,000 a month. And that's only mine. I haven't bought for my mates yet. I haven't thrown a row yet. So it's just about thinking about those things that we spend small money on. Also, another thing is thinking about bulk buying. If you can buy in bulk, if you can buy, say, 15 tissues in one go, usually you'll find that they'll give you a pack of 10 with offers, 2 extra.
Yeah, with 2 extras. Go for those ones.
You know what I mean?
Kwanza hapa ndo pali sana wachana na brand sana.
Exactly.
Angalia kile una save, like this one comes in 8.
Yeah.
It's a big brand.
Yeah.
This one comes in 10 and I can get 2 extra for the same price.
No, but the thing is, when you talk about that, you also have to think about quality. Yeah. Because there's no point me buying. Is there a 1-ply? Because I think there's a 1-ply. Instead of buying 3-ply, you see, for slightly more, I buy that 1-ply. So the thing is, someone needs to go more like this before they
get like
exactly. Whereas 3-ply, unatoa 2, 3
squares,
so done. It's about thinking more about the quality of what we buy and what it costs us, and how many times a month do I have to go and buy this thing. Do you see what I mean? As opposed to, I'm buying this thing for 100 shillings. Yes, you buy it for 100 shillings, you buy it 4 times a month. I buy it for 200 shillings, I buy it once a month. I've already saved 200. You've spent 400. Because you think you're buying 100. You know what I mean? So if you go, for example, if you can buy in bulk, especially the non-perishable things, you bulk buy. Wholesale now are so many. Unapata kwa estate. Exactly. You find wholesale. Look at the price of wholesale rather than buying from a supermarket, for example.
And you can compare prices by the way.
Exactly.
For wholesale uliza.
Yes.
Angalia kwa supermarket.
Exactly. Think about how much you usually buy it for.
Yeah.
Will buying in bulk, will buying from a wholesale. Now there's even wholesale. You don't have to buy like massive bulk.
They can have it for you.
They just sell it at a wholesale price. Because things are hard for them as well. You know what I mean?
Lazima pia wa move numbers.
Exactly. But thinking about buying in wholesale, in bulk, you have to think about what you're buying in bulk. Because some people will go to Marikiti and they'll buy fruit and veg in bulk. However, this fruit and veg is not all going to be eaten. It's going to be wasted. When you waste food, it's like throwing your money down the drain. So therefore, you're not making any savings. You know.
Actually, in a week, if you're those guys who have a menu for the week, at least you know this is what we consume for
posh people.
Hey, nepata ku budget unajipanga. Unajua ni ugali mboga, ugali cabbage, ugali sukuma, ugali nini.
So does this menu rotate, or is it the same menu every week?
It depends on people vile wanajinini. Because vitu kama greens hauwezi buy for more than a week nani. Hapo utakuwa unatudanganya. Na zitakuharibikia yani utatupa. Unaona, it depends again. See
this menu. I'm stuck at this menu.
The reason why I can't come up with the menu because I'm imagining today I don't feel like eating boga. I feel like eating dengu.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like eating something different.
Yeah.
And on the menu is written chapati and I'm thinking I don't even want
think those people who have menus are the people who have helpers. Somebody who you can say, this is my menu, this is what I want on that day. Because for me,
you live in the morning knowing what you're eating for dinner.
I will never follow that menu. It will be a waste of pen and paper. It will be a waste of time because I will wake up in the morning and think, I'm just going to eat apples. And then I'm going to eat ugali matumbo at some point. And then I'm going to eat. And for those who eat out, if you like eating out, Kibanda is your friend.
Yes.
Ooh. Yes. Kibanda is your friend. Like when we go to industrial area, we eat for 100 shillings between us.
Imagine.
Ikienda sana 150.
Tunatoka umeshiba umechoka. Umeshiba umechoka because you're fed.
Kibanda is your friend.
You're fed. Yes. The good thing with these guys, their food is always fresh.
100%.
Because atapika kama anajua is that 2 kgs of beans.
Yes.
It's just that, and she knows it's going to be over.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done here, so you're eating good food.
Yeah.
For affordable.
Yes.
Say for cheap, but it's for affordable.
Yes.
And you're getting the right kind of food.
That's it.
No, because again, you have a choice.
Yes.
So you have a choice.
Yeah.
So Kibanda
so
is a friend.
another thing before we go, think about your fuel costs. Think about what you're using to cook. Are you using gas? Are you using kerosene? Are you using G-Co? If you're still using G-Cos, please think about investing in saving up money and buying Ameco because it's a lot cheaper for you and a lot better for the environment long term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because imagine somebody who has a household, maybe they have like 5 people.
Yeah.
And sana 3 or 4 of those ones are children. So lazima upike.
Yeah.
So you can imagine jiko asubuhi imewakishwa for breakfast. Kidogo lunch mnachemsha kitu juu mtaki kula food baridi.
Yeah.
Then usiku again mmepika tena. So at least
so per day at least 200.
Two tins of makaa.
Yeah, so per day at least 200. That's 6K a month.
Within a week umenunua meko.
Exactly. 6K a month. Think about it. 6K per month. One meko might take you for the whole month. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been real.
Oh, alafu pia kuna option. The cookers, there's the 2 burners, and they're for cheap. Those things are less than 10K, like way less than 10K.
Exactly.
So you can imagine, within 10K by the uko na cooker na uko na ile nini mtungi kubwa ya gas, and so, that's like 2-3 months umesaviwa.
Kabisa.
Pesa ya kila siku.
Kabisa.
Fanya homework nani. There's ways to save money out here. Just apply yourself.
100%.
Jitume tu.
Right.
And again.
And in conclusion, guys, we've spoken a lot today about how to get out of debt, how to save money. Don't just listen and go sit on your hands. Think about what you can take. But when you think about getting out of debt, just do one step at a time. Service one debt at a time. Don't think about it like this big, massive thing. Think about one thing at a time. When you think about saving money, think about one thing at a time. Think about the one thing that I can do today to save me money. Think about the one thing that I can do today to get me towards being debt-free. Yeah. When I talk about debt-free, I talk about retail, debt, credit cards, Mshwari, those ones. Those mobile money
lending
apps, those ones. Think about getting out of these things and think about ways of saving money so that you never have to go into this expensive debt. That is my parting shot. Night Atieno, out.
Ask yourself, ask yourself, is it an asset, is it a liability?
Yeah.
And that liability, boss, kama unaweza nini achana nayo. Jiulize inaongeza ama inapunguza?
Yeah.
Yani kinagobaga, loosely put.
Yes.
Inaongeza ama inapunguza? Kama inapunguza, jiulize uta-adjust wapi. Kama inaongeza, again, tafuta. Kama inaweza ongeza zaidi, sawa.
Yeah.
All right. Have a beautiful day.
And thank you so much for guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget to join us again on Friday. There's going to be a show here, a business show that is going to be airing on Thursdays. We will confirm the time. Sana, it might be 6 p.m. East African time, aka EAT. So join us. Stay tuned on Galactic. We have a lot more coming. And thank you so much for those who keep supporting us. Yeah. And see you on Friday at 9 a.m. for the Makasiriko edition of this show. Yani that show.